All right, well, it is 3 p.m., so we'll go ahead and call the August 24th meeting of the Local Agency Formation Commission of the County of Kern to order. My name is Willie Rivera from the City of Bakersfield. Clerk, if you could call the roll.
Commissioner Fowler?
Present.
Commissioner McKibben?
Present.
Commissioner Scrivener? Commissioner Rivera?
Here.
Commissioner Sanders?
Here.
Commissioner Mello? Here. Commissioner McGuire? Commissioner Couch? Commissioner Garola?
Present.
Thank you. If you could all join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. Everyone should have received our minutes from our June 22nd meeting. If I could get a motion from one of my colleagues.
Motion to approve. Second, okay.
Thank
Well,
you.
we have one correction. Mel McLaughlin wasn't at our last meeting. It was Willie who was leading the show, so that needs to be corrected on the minutes. Other than that, I'll go along with it.
Okay. Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Please cast your votes with that change.
All ayes, motion passed.
Mr. Chairman, we discovered yesterday, thanks to the director of the county HR department, that our executive officers, the term of her contract expired on June the 26th. That's neither good for her or for us. I'm recommending that we add an item to the agenda based on the fact that we discovered this after the agenda was posted, and it's something that needs to be resolved before the next meeting, an item to consider extension of the executive officer's contract. That'll take a motion, a second, and at least 2/3 of those here to put it on the agenda.
Okay, thank you. I'll go ahead and make that motion to add it to the next agenda.
I second.
Perfect. All those in favor? I'll call the vote, or? Does
It has
have
to be a voice vote,
It
yep.
has to be, okay.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, next item is item 4, public comments. Does any member of the public wish to comment on an item not on this agenda? Seeing none, we will move. We're going to move up an item 8, under commission items. This is an acknowledgement of Commissioner Mel McLaughlin's service to the Kern LAFCo. Rick McLaughlin is in the audience, and we have a plaque to present to you that Rebecca will present to you. I understand that Mel was on here as far back as 1988, which actually predates my birth by 2 years. Certainly LAFCo and certainly Kern County owes him a great deal for his service to this commission and elsewhere. So we want to thank you and extend our condolences to you and your family.
I accept this from my dad. It'll go on the wall with the rest of his plaques. And I thank you very much.
Thank you. Next item is item 5, closed session. This will be for interviews for candidates for the LAFCo executive officer. Upon some discussions with our executive director and our council, I actually will be recusing myself from the interviews today for the perception of a conflict. There is an employee from the city of Bakersfield that has applied. I have all the faith in the world in my colleagues to make a wise and informed decision, so enjoy it. Don't take too long. I'll be out here waiting for you. If that, I think, do I need a motion to adjourn to closed session? Perfect. We are adjourned. Okay. All right, we are back. It is 6:32, and we'll go ahead and reconvene the meeting of August 24th LAFCo meeting. Mr. Schroeder?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, there was no action that we can report out in closed session.
Okay, thank you. We'll move on to item number 6, public hearings. 6A, Tejon-Castick Water District Municipal Services Review.
Thank you. In your packet, you have a memo from me as well as a copy of the Tejon-Castick Water District Municipal Services Review. They had this review prepared because they're requesting a sphere of influence amendment, and that is required by law. The Tejon-Castick Water District provides domestic water, storm water maintenance, and wastewater services. So this MSR reviews those services, and the commission is required to look at those services and to make determinations in 6 different areas. And your memo has those areas. So it's growth and population, the location and characteristics of any disadvantaged unincorporated community within or contiguous to the sphere of influence, present and planned capacity of public facilities, adequacy of public services and infrastructure needs and deficiencies, financial ability of the agency to provide services, status of and opportunities for shared facilities, accountability for community services needs, including governmental structure and operational efficiencies. When the district was reviewed, they did a review of each of their services that they provide, and they gave a narrative. And they also included some recommended determinations, which I worked with the consultant on narrowing down those determinations so that they fit the commission's needs. The district has adopted a negative declaration for this project, and although the MSR in itself is just an information gathering document, because it's part of a bigger project, they did a negative declaration. So they went over and above in their environmental document. The suggested determinations for the MSR can be found on in section 4, pages 1 and 2. They've also included maps showing their current sphere and the sphere that they're requesting, as well as an annexation that you're going to be considering. However, right now you're just looking at the municipal services review. And so I am recommending that you consider the MSR, the negative declaration, that you approve those with the suggested determinations. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. Does any member of the public wish to comment on this item? Was that you raising your hand? Okay. All right, seeing none. Any member of the commission? Could I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Second.
Please cast your votes.
All ayes, motion passed.
Thank you. Item 6B is a Tejon-Castick Water District Sphere of Influence Amendment. Ms. Moore?
Thank you. Sarah, will you pull the map up for me, please? Thank you. You just approved the municipal services review for the Tonkastack Water District. They are asking for an increase in their sphere of influence. Right now, their sphere of influence is down here and up here. And so they're asking for the area that's in between their two current sphere of influence and district boundaries. If approved, it'll include this area that runs along the 99, and it'll include this up here. All of the green is what they're asking for to be included in their sphere of influence. As required by law, they performed a municipal services review, and they also is required by law that commission is required to make determinations on their sphere. In their municipal services review, there are suggested determinations on the sphere in Section 5, Page 1, which, again, I worked with the district and worked with the consultant to come to those determinations. So I am recommending that you consider the negative declaration, which is the same one that they adopted for the MSR, that you amend their sphere of influence to include this area, and that you approve the sphere amendment to the district with those determinations. Thank you.
Thank you. Does any member of the public wish to make a comment on this item? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the commission for comment and decision.
Motion.
Second.
Please cast your votes.
All ayes, motion passed.
Next item is Public Project Review 7A, Tonkastack Water District Annexation Number 5. Ms. Moore, it's all yours.
Thank you. The map is up, and so you can see annexation number 5 that they're requesting, and it's a large annexation. It consists of approximately 22,127 acres of land. Most of this land is part of a conservation easement, so it will never be developed. However, there's one landowner, and they have requested the annexation to the district, and some of the district infrastructure runs through this land, and so they want to provide services to the area that's actually zoned commercial in the county, but they won't be providing services to the area that's in the conservation easement. Most of it is grazing land, some of it is agricultural land, but most of it is just open space, and it's being placed in an easement in perpetuity, so it's not like a Williamson Act contract where it's going to come out in 10 years or be canceled, so it'll be in forever. However, the landowner would like for their area, their land, to be within the district boundaries, and as I mentioned, the district is willing to serve the areas that are commercial, and they are the most logical provider. The Labette County Water District is in this area, and they had raised a concern because there was some overlap with this district and the Labette County Water District, and so they were concerned that some of their customers might not be served by them anymore, and so they worked with Tonkastack Water District to come up with an agreement, and they have, and through this agreement, they have removed their concern. So the district has adopted their negative declaration, and there is 100% landowner consent, therefore there's no protest hearing required, and the district has requested that we waive protest hearing. So I recommend that you approve, that you consider the negative declaration, that you approve the annexation, waiving notice hearing and protest hearing for this proposal. Thank you.
Thank you. Does any member of the public wish to comment on this item? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the commission for comment and action.
I move acceptance of the motion.
Second.
Please cast your votes.
Could you please reconfirm your votes? All ayes, motion passed.
Thank you. Next item is 7B, Bell Ridge Water Storage District. Ms. Moore, it's all you again.
Thank you. This is a proposal to detach approximately 10 acres from the district. The area has actually been annexed to the Lost Hills Utility District for services, and this was done several months ago. And so this is really a cleanup detachment because we didn't do it all at one time. So the area, the landowners no longer need services from Bell Ridge Water Storage District since they're now in the Lost Hills Utility District, which provides domestic water, and this water storage district provides irrigation water. The district has adopted a notice of exemption for this project, so I recommend that the commission consider the notice of exemption and adopt and approve the detachment, waiving notice hearing and protest hearing since there is 100% landowner consent. Thank you.
Thank you. Does any member of the public wish to comment on this item? Seeing none, does the commission wish to make any comments? Okay, if I could have a motion, please.
Motion.
Second.
Please cast your votes.
All ayes, motion passed.
Okay, next item is 9A, approval of claims list number 16-06. If I could please have a motion for that.
Move approval.
Second.
I'll slow down.
All ayes, motion passed.
Thank you. Next item is 9B, California LAFCo testimony to the Little Hoover Commission. Is this just an informational item? Okay. Does anyone have any comments on that? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to 9C, health reimbursement arrangement allocation. Ms. Moore?
Thank you. When the commission set this health reimbursement arrangement up, it was with the understanding that LAFCo would put aside no more than if we were going through the county for our insurance. And so in 2011, the commission approved me adjusting this amount. It had been adjusted in the past, but we did it officially, adjusting this amount each year based on the amount that we would pay to the county if we were in the county insurance system. And so this is informational. It's to let you know that it has increased by quite a bit this year, from $16,380 a year to $19,821 per year per employee that's covered. But just so that you know, even though this amount is set aside for each employee, it's a health reimbursement arrangement, so not all of it is used each year. It does carry over from year to year, but when an employee leaves LAFCo, it stays with LAFCO, so it doesn't, they don't get to spend it. So although it seems like quite a bit each year, it actually saves LAFCO money. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone have any comments on that? Seeing none, we'll move on to item 9D regarding an MOU with KGov for meeting recording and broadcasting.
Thank you. In your packet, you have this memo from me as well as the MOU from the county. And so when we hold our meetings here and they're recorded and they're aired, we reimburse the county for their costs. And our contract ended in June, and so this is the new contract for these services. If the commission doesn't, if the commission wants to negotiate this contract, we can do that more so, but this is a reimbursement of the actual costs for recording and airing our meetings. So I recommend that you sign, or you agree to the MOU, approve the MOU, that you approve the MOU.
Okay, does any commissioner wish to comment on this item? If I could have a motion, please.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Cast your votes.
All ayes, motion passed.
Thank you. Next item is 9E, confirming a chair and a vice chair for this commission. Ms. Moore, do you have something you want to add to that, or no?
No, you have your memo, and per your regulations, the current vice chair becomes the chair, and so you need to confirm you as the chair. The commission needs to confirm you as the chair, and then vote for a new vice chair.
Okay, thank you.
In the normal rotation, who would be the vice chair? Would it be a county representative? I do it? I was going to make a motion to confirm Chair or Vice Chair Rivera as chair and nominate Commissioner Scrivener as vice chair.
I second.
Okay, please cast your votes. Unless there are further comments on that. Seeing none.
All ayes, motion passed.
Thank you. Next item is 9F, confirming the results of a protest hearing for the City of Shafters, annexation number 83. Ms. Moore.
The protest hearing was held, and there were no protests.
Okay, thank you. Does any member of the commission wish to comment on that item? Seeing none, could I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Second.
Please cast your votes.
All ayes, motion passed.
Next item is 9G, confirming results of a protest hearing for the City of Shafter regarding annexation number 86 in County Service Area number 71. Do I have anyone from the commission with comments on that item? Or Ms. Moore, do you have something to comment?
The protest hearing was held, and there were no protests. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Please cast your votes.
All ayes, motion passed.
Okay, that brings us to adjournment, unless any member of the commission wishes to make a statement, or Mr. Schroeder. We
We added an item to the agenda at the very beginning, and that's the extension of the executive officer's contract. It takes it through December, and also the transition with the new executive officer when that's determined. If it needs to go beyond December, we can do that at that time. But otherwise, it's under the same terms and conditions as our existing contract. And so I recommend that we adopt the extension. It's the Fifth Amendment to her agreement.
I move the recommendation.
Second.
All ayes, motion passed.
Okay, any additional comments from commissioners? Thank you all. Have a good night.